Hello again and welcome back here. In this video, we will create the TV. Let's see how can we create it. All right, the TV will be something simple to create actually. It's not complicated. Let's try to understand it first. The frame, it's a little bit thick. And down here, it seems like we have a thick area and legs, and that's it. And I guess we can start with this piece we created in the recent lecture. I will grab it and then tap to go to the edit mode, and I will hit Z to go to wireframe. By the way, about the Z, you can hit Z or you can hit Alt Z to jump to transparent mode. That will work as well. It's right here, this icon, if you see it. So you can use this or this. And one more thing here, if you like to do, you can go to the viewport shading and you can push the X-ray up to 1 and keep it active always. All right, now I can keep this active and I can select the vertices, the hidden vertices, without going to his Z and switch to wireframe. So just keep in your mind this scenario. I will grab these vertices and hit G to the Z, and I will move this close to the TV console, something like that. All right, maybe I can move this forward just a little bit. And let's try to manipulate this piece a little bit. All right, I will tap to go to the edit mode and I will grab this face. All right, this one right here, and I guess we should extrude it a tiny bit like that and scale it down like that. All right, let's see if that's correct. And here I will add one edge loop in this area. And I guess we can bevel it with Control B, and I can grab this face and hit G to the X and move this back just a little bit more like that. All right, I guess we should grab these faces as well. Alt click to select the entire face loop and move this up. G to the Z. G to the Z again, maybe just a tiny bit. Okay. All right, now I can select these faces like that and give them a small amount of inset. Hit I to create an inset like that. Inset, it doesn't work correctly. I guess that's happened because of the scale that doesn't apply. So let's go to this panel and let's check the item. And as you can see, the scale is not 1. It should be applied. Control A, apply scale. All right, now let's hide this panel and let's tab again. With these faces selected, hit I to create a small inset and make it very small, like that. All right, and after that, you can hit E to extrude this just a little bit. And let's check the extrusion on this side, hit E. And let's push this in just a tiny bit. And there is something you can do or ignore. As you can see here, the edge or this area becomes sharp. It's 90-degree angle. You can hit I again. Can hit I. Something very small like that. And after doing that, you can go to the edge selection mode and grab this edge loop and hit Control X to dissolve it to have a small taper here. And I think that's better. It's up to you to put it or ignore it. All right, now I think it's the time to, I want to make the corners sharp. I need to add edge loops close to the corners just to make them sharp. So let's see how can we do that. Let's try to use bevel. Let's see how bevel works here. I will tab out and go to the modifier. And let's add a bevel modifier and let's change this to 0.1 maybe. something very tiny, as you can see. You can add 2 here, and above that you can add subdivision surface. Let's search for subdivision surface, and let's add 2, and let's see what we got so far. All right, the result is not good. As you can see, we got a lot of problems. All right, if that doesn't work, there's another scenario. We can add edges manually. So let's hit Control R to add one edge loop close to this side. As you can see, something like that. And we can add one on this side as well. All right, that's very cool. If you want to be more precise, you can do something here. I will show you what I mean. I will add one edge here in the middle, and I will grab these vertices, as you can see, and I will hit XV to delete them, and I can focus on one side and mirror this side. So tab out, let's search for mirror, and now we have this side mirrored. I will push this up the modifier to put it as a first modifier, and now I can focus on one side. Hit Control R to add one edge here, and one edge goes like that. All right, that's very cool. And let's move here. Control R to add one edge loop here, just to support this corner, and this one edge loop right here as well, and one edge loop here, and one for this corner. All right, one for this corner as well, and one right here. All right, we can add one right here, something like that. 2 actually. All right, let's see if we forget anything. I will add another edge loop as a support for the first one. Now here we have 2. All right, maybe one here as well, just to get a clean corner in this area. Maybe this one I can move it down just a little bit like that, and maybe this one as well. All right, now with this selected, I will active the subdivision surface, and now we should have nice and smooth result, as you can see here. Right click, shade smooth. You can detach the screen now or maybe later, it's up to you. Just select these faces and then hit P and then S to separate this out, and you can delete subdivision surface from it. We don't need it. And for the frame, you can go to the local mode, and to avoid this problem, all right, it seems like we didn't detach the screen correctly, so I will hit Ctrl Z multiple times, and all right, now I will select the screen like this and hit Ctrl plus 2 times to include these faces. All right, but here it seems like we go too far, so I think we should select these manually like that. Hold Shift and add these, and those as well. That's all. And then hit P and then S to separate this. Tab out, and now everything is cool. All right, seems like we got a problem right here for some reason. I don't know why, but this area is not good in the middle. All right, these 2 edges, I guess we don't need them. Grab them, Control X, and dissolve them. And let's try to understand what's going on here exactly. So here we have mirror, and mirror should work correctly on this surface. All right, these edges first, let's try to get rid of them. We don't need them actually. All right, I will activate clipping and tap and try to grab these vertices, hit key to move them until they snap here to the middle. And now we fix the problem. And maybe we can do the same here. I will activate the clip and move this to the center. All right, now all what we need to do is just creating this stance. And I guess we can use one of these faces to create something quickly. All right, I will grab this face and hit Shift D to copy it, for example, right here. And when you do that, something similar will happen on this side as well. And make it a little bit wide like that. And I will grab these vertices and hit key to move this down just a little bit like that. All right, and from the right, I guess we can extrude this just a little bit like that, and then extrude this like that. Okay, hit Control L just to select these linked vertices, and then hit P and then S to separate this out. All right, I don't need subdivision surface. I don't need subdivision surface for this piece. I will delete from here. All right, it seems like we forget to add one edge loop right here to support this side as well. All right, now better. All right, now I will grab this and tap, hit A, select them all, and I will hit E to extrude this and give it a thickness. And then I will grab this face and then hit E to extrude it forward a little bit, maybe. And then grab these vertices and push them back a tiny bit like this. And then tab out, and now we can give this a bevel. So let's go to the generate, go to the modifier list. Mirror still here, and we need mirror to mirror this leg on the other side. And now above that, I will add bevel with 0.1 maybe centimeter, and let's increase the segment to 3. Right click, shade smooth, and harden normal. And now we should have something cool here. All right, the result looks cool. Now let's exit and let's see what we got so far. Let's see if this result makes sense. And it's not make sense, as you can see. So in this case, what we can do is I will grab these vertices and move them up here. And it seems like we create something very, very big. But I think we can fix it. All right, let's grab these vertices and move them just a little bit like that. And maybe we can grab these vertices as well and move them down just a tiny bit like this. Maybe these vertices, I can move them back a little bit to create something small like that. Not just that, I guess we can grab these vertices and hit key to the Z and move these up here. All right, grabbing those, maybe we can move them like that. All right, that's very cool. Nice. Now, after that, if you compare what you did here to this character, everything looks nice, everything makes sense. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. We have some variation between the image and this result, but this is not a big problem because the stance, as you can see, according to this image, it's a little bit tilted too much out. I mean, if I want to draw it, I think it should goes from here and then goes like that. And in case you care about these details, actually all what you should do is just move this inside a little bit more like that and manipulate these vertices a tiny bit, maybe something like that. And maybe you can move these, or maybe we can share these vertices let's use the here, maybe hear them, I guess. But I want to hear them according to this active vertex. So let's change this to the active element, and we can hear them from there. Something like that, in case you care. And then you can go back to select box, tab out, and now we got something close, let's say. And it's working. It's cool. Alright, I think that's it for this video. I will end it here and see you on the next one.